Dear Mr. President, my name is Mike Ransom Jr. I'm better known as the Animal Adventurer on YouTube and Instagram, and I'm here to humbly ask you to reconsider your stance on the Endangered Species Act. There's a lot of animals across the United States that need our help, and this decision would not help them in any kind of way. Now, before I get into it, I just want to make it clear to everyone, I'm not a political person. I don't swing left, right, up, or down. I don't swing diagonally. I don't swing zigzag. Whatever's in the books now, whatever you want to call it, I don't do it. What I do, however, is fight for the animals. I've dedicated my life towards wildlife conservation, and this would be a travesty against the numbers of wildlife across the United States. For those of you that don't know, the Endangered Species Act was first put into effect in 1973 by Richard Nixon. It laid the foundations for wildlife conservation as we know it today, putting limits to what the government could do within nature without going through the Fish and Wildlife Services. Before a road was built, they had to get permits. Before a dam was created, they had to get permits. Even before a hole was dug, they had to get permits, all to protect endangered species across the United States. The act was put into place to protect animals that are experiencing low numbers for numbers of reasons. Whether it be deforestation or climate change, it was put into place to help these animals prosper. An example of this would be North America's very own insect, the Monarch Butterfly. Now, monarch butterflies are some of the most pretty insects on the North American continent. They're most well known by their migration patterns and by the patterns of their wings. But studies states that over the past decade, their population has decreased over 80%. That is really not a good slope. And if it keeps going down this slope, there's an 11 to 57% chance that the population will just collapse or even go extinct. Bye-bye butterflies. You'll never see another one again. And you know what could protect them? The Endangered Species Act. As long as they're in the protected range, that would mean the Endangered Species Act would protect the monarch butterflies from having their home bulldozed down and turned into a freeway. That is really crucial, especially for species that are even lower than the monarch butterfly. But look, I get it. Not everybody's a bug person, not everybody's a butterfly person. But what about our nation's mascot, the bald eagle? What about them? A while ago in U.S. history, the bald eagle was going to go locally extinct. Imagine the United States without its mascot. Deforestation, illegal poaching by people shooting and killing them, and not to mention DDT pesticide poisoning, which even made some organisms incapable of reproducing. That's already bad, but to make it worse, animals were invading their nests and taking their eggs. And if you can't reproduce and make more eggs, what happens to your species? Slowly declines. With the help from the U.S. and the Endangered Species Act, the bald eagle made a stunning recovery. DDT pesticides were banned. They made special accommodations for the animals, limiting deforestation, and it helped because in 2007, they made it off of the endangered species list. If that's not proof that the Endangered Species Act works, I don't know what is. And now they're flourishing. You can get those shots of them careening across the lake, swooping in to catch fish. You can get those shots of them elegantly perched on mountaintops. But without that act, you'd probably never see another bald eagle, and they would only be a fairy tale. Not every species is as lucky as the bald eagle was. Right now, across the United States, there are hundreds of endangered species on land and in the water that need our help. Their numbers are slowly declining on a downward slope. You take that act away, probably some of the only support that some of these animals have, they have nothing. Not only you, Mr. President, But all of Congress should want these animals to flourish. You should want to be able to see them on Animal Planet or even see them in person and be able to gawk at their beauty and their grace. But without that act, you can kiss that goodbye. I don't know about you, Mr. President, but I want my kids to be able to enjoy these animals while they're still alive and help them bring their numbers back. I want them to be able to go out on a boat, take pictures of humpback whales, and take them back to their friends and tell them how wonderful they are. I want them to be able to go out in the fields of the West and film American bison and tell my family all about them and how wonderful they are. And without this act, those humpback whales are going to disappear really quickly. Now I know there's probably absolutely no way you're going to see this video because I'm pretty much small potatoes to the people you have to put up with on a daily basis. I'm just a 21-year-old trying to make a YouTube channel with a camera in Georgia. Who cares, am I right? But this needs to happen now. There are so many animals at risk from this decision. Without this act, we could see hundreds of species across the United States disappear within the next decade. Extinction events are already high enough as it is through climate change. I'll leave you with a quote by my idol, Steve Irwin. I've wanted to be like him since I was a young boy, in the sense that I've wanted to donate my life to fight for these animals and their place on the planet. And he said this a while ago. The message is simple. Love and conserve our wildlife. Thank you for watching, and thank you for spending time with me. I'm Mike Ransom Jr. Keep adventuring.